2, 1. All right, everybody. Welcome on in to another episode of On Beat Off Script. I am Brandito. I'm joined here by my co-hosts, Mel and Bob. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Feeling good.
Cool.
Feeling good. Feeling happy. Can't wait.
Amazing.
Molly Tuttle. Let's go.
We're rolling into our album reviews, which we've got a couple of solid album reviews. Starting off with "So Long, Little Miss Sunshine" by Molly Tuttle. Then we go into a little Lost Americana with Machine Gun Kelly, and we close everything off with Willoughby Tucker, "I'll Always Love You" by Ethel Cain. So we go kind of from bluegrass to the exact opposite of bluegrass to back to like kind of folk, but just way more sad, kind of the whole way through. That's really it's going to be pretty polarizing, I think, in a big way how we feel about everything, or we're all going to feel exactly the same. There's not going to be any in between. Yeah. There's not going to be any. I think I'll give you that ones, which is going to be a lot of fun to kind of go through. But yeah, before we get into each of the albums and before we start talking about Molly Tuttle, how'd you guys feel about the albums before kind of jumping into everything? What stood out to you? What was something that you were excited about? What was something that you were loathing? What were your thoughts?
There's a lot I was just confused about. Like there are things I expected, I think, from each of these. And at every point, every album I listened to, I was surprised by something. My assumptions were just incorrect. I'm not saying whether it's good, whether it's bad, but yeah, this was an exciting lineup of albums in that regard for me.
Yeah. I've never listened to Molly Tuttle, but I was really excited to dive into her. MGK, after the banger that was Cliche, I was super pumped for. Actually, I can't actually believe I was excited for an MGK album. But wow, 25 is an interesting year. And Ethel I love Ethel, and Brandito took Maroon 5 off of the lineup so we could cover Ethel because I love Ethel.
Yeah, glad I did.
So he took one for the team.
Yeah.
I don't often have an album where I'm like, I'd really rather,
Yeah.
I realized that the Chevelle album came out yesterday too. I should have fought for that.
There was other albums for sure. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. There was zero chance I was going to have Ethel on until Mel got upset at me. Yeah. Like they weren't even on my back burner. Straight up, I was like, I'm not that excited for this album. And
this is the album I was pretty much looking forward to the most out of the year.
Yeah, and we're gonna,
which is why we had to. We're covering it. Yeah,
exactly.
Which is good.
Why that?
And she's a problematic girly, so everyone's going to be Googling her. So for our SEO...
definitely is, yeah.
Oh, now she's a problematic girly, so you're no longer defending her in my DMs? Or
Bro, I am not necessarily defending. I'm playing devil's advocate, and I understand why she fucked up, and I appreciated that she took accountability.
Mm. Well, we'll discuss that more when we...
this is a weird take for the Molly Tuttle, yeah.
Because that's...
album.
That's not who we're talking about right now. Right now, we're talking about Molly Tuttle. With her newest album, "So Long, Little Miss Sunshine." And who is Molly Tuttle? Well, for most people, I can understand that question, because not very many people are big bluegrass human beings. Bob, I know you don't know who Molly Tuttle is.
You won't believe this.
So who Molly Tuttle is? Molly Tuttle is an American bluegrass artist out of the mecca of country and bluegrass, Santa Clara, California.
Oh, wait, what? I thought you were going to say Nashville.
No, she's from Santa Clara, California. That's kind of the joke.
I am dumb and I don't pick up on jokes, okay?
She's super well known, obviously, for her guitar and banjo playing. Like, she's basically a virtuoso at both of the instruments. Like, she's been playing since she was 8 and performing on stage at 11 years old. Her father was a bluegrass multi-instrumentalist, and she recorded an album of duets with him at the age of 13 as well. And at 15, she joined a family band, the Tuttles, with A.J. Lee. At 15, alongside her 2 siblings and A.J. Lee. She ended up being awarded a plethora of awards and scholarships before heading to Berkeley. for music and composition, where she joined an all-female bluegrass group, the Goodbye Girls, which also included some jazz and Swedish inspirations. Like, to say she doesn't have experience in music is, like, maybe one of the most incorrect things you could say. Like, I feel like she was born with a guitar in her hand. Like, it's... Like, it's
so natural.
Going through all of her things, it's just like, and like trying to read them on Wikipedia, it's just like, it goes back like 3 years, like, oh, by the way, we forgot she was also part of this group for like 3 years, and you're like, what? Like, what? What is going on here? She then moved from Berkeley to Nashville, where she dropped her first EP, Rise, in 2017, and shortly after joined with a bluegrass supergroup, which became known as the First Ladies of Bluegrass. Then she went back to releasing her solo stuff, with When You're Ready in 2019 and her sophomore album in 2020, But I'd Rather Be With You Again. Then she started another band in 2021, Golden Highway, which dropped 2 records, Crooked Tree and City of Gold, both of which won the Grammy for Bluegrass Album of the Year in 2022 and 2023, respectively. Now that Golden Highway is dissolved in 2025, as everybody kind of started pursuing their own solo careers, she now tours with another completely different all-female band that's still kind of being developed. But Little Miss Sunshine is her 5th studio album, and really, she really wanted to focus on where she could take the bluegrass, her guitar style, and push its limits. She really wanted it to feel influenced by rock, by pop, by country, and kind of really go further away from her bluegrass roots and kind of show off a little bit more. Allowing more pop, country, rock, and of course her bluegrass work to show through the whole thing. Her guitar work takes center stage. I think you know that almost instantly. But it also includes a lot of influence from Old Crow Medical Show's Catch Sikor, who was also her partner. And then kind of fun facts, the whole vibe of the album and all of the artwork and everything like that goes along with it is her with her wigs, because she was diagnosed with alopecia at 3 years old, which is something that I didn't realize. Yeah, really, really young. And that developed to, total alopecia. So the album cover and basically all of the art and all of the design and everything like that is her with her wigs, and I genuinely needed to look that up because I'm like, what is going on here?
I also Googled just to make sure it wasn't cancer. I was just like, please don't tell me she's going through chemo right now. That's so sad. But alopecia is not cancer.
Correct. You're 100% correct there. But yeah, so that's
calm down, Will
just
Smith.
A little fun fact. But also, I'm like, why does it seem like she has different hair in every single thing that I've seen her do? Well,
she does.
It's because she does. Yeah, I was not incorrect with that. I'm like, that doesn't look like Molly Tuttle from the last album that I saw of her, and it's because different wig, right? Same her, new wig.
Old me, new wig.
But yeah, before diving into Molly Tuttle, did you guys have any thoughts going through the track by track that you guys had on Molly Tuttle? Some preliminary thoughts, some things that you thought were cool, interesting, excited about, maybe disappointed about? Yeah.
I'm an absolute sucker for a good played acoustic guitar, and there's a lot of that happening in this album, which I was very excited about. That's why I liked Mdu Mokhtar so much. So yeah. That they carried a lot of the album for me.
Same. I was a big fan of I'm a big fan of bluegrass instrumentals to begin with, and that really, really, really stole the show here. Mm-hmm. The only thing I get disappointed about is when she gets a little too poppy. She gets a little too sugary at times. Little spoiler a lot.
You usually like pop. You're
but I was really enjoying. The rest. So when it happened, I actually got sad. We'll
go a little bit more into it. But like I said, honestly, this is absolutely an instrumentation album. I think one of the biggest things that you kind of got to go into it is this is a guitar album with vocals, as opposed to thinking this is a vocal album, a vocalist album with incredible guitars. It's kind of the other way around. It's a guitar album with pretty solid vocals and not the other way around. But without further ado, I read a whole lot of debate, and you guys in the comments, you can tell me what your thoughts are. Billy Strings or Molly Tuttle, who's the best bluegrass guitarist out there right now? I've seen a lot of people. It is a split decision. It is a fight.
Really?
Oh yeah. people are like, Billy Strings is incredible, but technically Billy Strings is a lot, like, it's a lot more impactful with what they're doing, but technically not as solid as what Molly Tuttle does. And like, it's like back and forth. It's really fun to just sit there and read through Bluegrass Reddit. It turns out I did it for hours the other day. Would encourage anybody who is a Bluegrass fan just to go and see that debate and see what people say.
I love going through like Reddit like threads
Fights.
of I love it so much.
It's rabbit hole central.
I went down like an Ethel Kane one in prep for today. There's a lot.
Nice.
Oh God, I'm so sorry when we have to discuss that.
Can't wait for that.
Anywho, we start everything off with a little bit of Everything Burns, and it's pretty much exactly what you would expect this entire album to start off with. But let's give it a listen.
This album starts off with some intense, furious, like guitar strumming that immediately drew me in. I'm like, oh shit, what is this? I was not expecting someone named Molly Tuttle again. Nope, had zero idea who this was. I never do any research beforehand outside of, lyrics. Like,
yeah,
the immediate stank face. I'm like, holy shit, what is this? I love this. The tempo was great. There's a lot of good stuff going on for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the opening was sick. It instantly got me all hyped up for the album. My only issue with the song is she ends up just sounding so pretty. Like, that opening felt dirty to me, and then she comes in really, really pretty, and I wanted oomph. Like, I wanted grime, and I was a little sad I didn't get it, but she still sounds great, but, like, the chorus was easily my least favorite part of the song. And then not knowing anything about like her guitar work or any of the instrumentation going on with her band, I was instantly like obsessed with like the fiddle and the guitar work, and didn't realize instrumental breaks were going to be a big part of like every track, so that was like a big highlight for me. I thought it was a great start. I was like really, really excited to start
100%.
diving in.
Yeah, like I said, if you didn't expect this from Molly Tuttle, then like you don't know who they are, which is again fair. It's not the craziest thing. Insane guitar licks on this. It's like her talent with the guitar is next level. It's so unique. I agree with you that I do think the chorus leaves a lot to be desired. It really does. It's definitely a lot more country than a lot of her previous work too. Like, I felt like this was a very stadium country. It felt like still a divide from bluegrass. There is bluegrass elements in there, especially in those guitar breaks, but the actual song work, I felt that's what kind of threw me off a little bit. It felt very stadium country, which is like kind of my least favorite style of music.
Agreed.
In general.
100%.
But again, she still showed off her guitar prowess, so it didn't completely lose me entirely. Like, the guitar still played really, really well and actually gave us the breaks where it showed like she was more than just a stadium country star. Like, we're not talking Keith Urban style stuff like this. Yeah. She has a different talent there. But yeah, just left a little bit to be desired, especially on the choruses. I'm kind of with you on that.
Fair enough, yeah.
But then we move into The Highway Knows, which is where she actually kind of fully dives away from the country bluegrass and really starts to go into pop. And this is where I think what she does is so incredible, just not my cup of tea at the same time, because like...
Agree.
This is where the guitar work turned pop is so insane. It's something that, again, when we talk about the argument of like Billy Strings versus her, which is almost an unfair argument. Like, I don't like pitting people up, but I do because that's engaging content. But like, this is something that like Billy Strings absolutely couldn't do, because you can only kind of do that super powerful in your face bluegrass, where this just shows exactly what her technique and talent can actually come out with. But The Highway Knows.
Following a shooting star, you fly me down some back street like a dream when you jumped in. Shotgun, I
I thought this was a really solid road trip song. I did think it was infinitely better than Life is a Highway. So if anybody has that like in a playlist, can we just like replace it with this track?
Which Life is a Highway?
Huh?
Which
Rascal Flats? Life is a Highway.
Ooh.
Huh? I fucking hate that song so much.
Really?
I hate that song so fucking much.
That's so iconic.
What about like the original?
Who's the original? I don't know. I only know Life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Rascal Flatts is not the original. Yeah.
Tom Petty. Okay.
Oh, wait. Is it Tom Petty?
Yes. Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. I'm stupid.
Actually, let me make sure. I'm going to be so angry if I'm wrong about this. I'm almost
I only know the Rascal Flatts version.
Yeah, that's not the version you should listen to.
Tom Cochran. Sorry, Tom Cochran.
Tom Cochran.
Okay. I was like, I don't know.
Wrong
like
Tom. I'm like, I know I'm wrong about this.
Okay.
Like,
Well, it came out when I was in like high school, and Life is a Highway is the only, or Rascal Flatts is the only version that I know.
Oh, God.
And
Okay, listen
anyway.
to Tom Cochran because it's also so much less obnoxious. It's good Canadian music, so maybe that's why you guys missed it somehow.
Yeah, I've never heard
Also, you guys are in. Well, I shouldn't say you guys. I was gonna say Mal, like you being around like New York and stuff like that. You guys barely even have highways, so you guys have a freeway.
One highway that has
You
a
guys are
sinkhole.
parkways. Like you guys don't even have highways out there, man.
But yeah, I liked the vacation vibe. I thought her sweet vocals worked here. Like, this made sense to me as far as, like, styling. I thought the use of simile was good, even if it was a bit tacky at times, but it, like, made sense for the context. Yeah, I thought this was, not my favorite, but it made a lot of sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's like a poppy, bubbly melody for sure, but I feel like it works on this song a lot more than some of the other songs I think we're going to cover. But I again, sucker for the acoustic guitar. I think the solo in this song more than others was really, really good.
Oh, so twangy.
It got me going. Yeah, very twangy. I like the song more than a lot of others on the album.
It's so for me, this is obviously again an aggressive left turn for her. This is a way more pop song than it was than it was a bluegrass or a country song or folky. Like this was a pop song. It really was, which was kind of her goal. It's what she said that she set out to do. So this was her doing it. I like the late 90s, early 2000s kind of pop style to it. I like the fact that it's kind of an unplugged pop, which we don't get a whole lot of that anymore. There's not very much pop music that is actually just acoustic guitar pop music anymore. Like it just doesn't exist. Everybody's going either super synth heavy, or if you're doing a ballad, it's super piano based. Like there's not very much guitar pop out there, like at all.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that. Think about anybody who's still kind of doing it. Even Taylor Swift, who was doing it, isn't doing it anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, there's not really a whole lot of that out there. It was a really, really breath of fresh air. Kind of like along that, like, Colby Kaye, Jason Mraz style pop music, right? It's hard not to smile at. I'm not saying it's the most amazing piece I've ever heard, but, like, at the end of the day, like, it's kind of, again, it's a breath of fresh air because it feels so nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
Without, and it's not like it's been like jammed down our throats the whole time, like through all of it. And so like really appreciated that. I think the solos are insane, but I actually think it's even more insane what she's doing throughout all of this song. The flourishes that she's putting through the guitar. Like if you take her voice off of the track and you just listen to what the guitar is, even during the voices, what she's doing on that guitar is absolutely incredible. And she's going to be performing that live while singing.
Wild.
Which is nuts. Like, she's doing what most people will spend a lifetime to never end up becoming with the guitar. And then she's also not just doing that as a studio guitarist where she doesn't do any vocal work or does any of that stuff. She's doing it at the same time. And going to be doing it on stage live. Like, that's absolutely incredible to me.
The talent is out of this world.
It's, like, that's next level. So even if the vocals aren't necessarily great, like I said, this is a guitar album.
Oh, yeah.
With pretty good vocals.
Her vocals are still good.
They're solid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, even when I don't like them, they're good.
100%.
It's just not my cup of tea.
Whereas, like I said, we're going to end up going into a different album where it's going to feel like the exact opposite. But anyways, that takes us over into Golden State of Mind, where she gets a chance to be able to talk about, again, the mecca of all bluegrass and country, the beautiful state of California. There you go. Do you remember it this time now? You get it now? I get it now.
It's funny.
There you go. Have fun. Let's listen to Golden State of Mind.
Let's listen to Golden State of Mind.
Was it the fireworks drumming over Chinatown? Wasn't my heart exploding when you came around? Hard to tell a tear from the city lights in your eyes. But ever since the night you said goodbye, I've been riding high. I'm in a golden state of mind.
This actually is not my favorite, but it's a top track for me. I like her vocals a lot on this one. It's just not as sugary as it's been. I love how aggressive the acoustic guitar comes back in. I was just like really, really impressed with the full band too at this point. And then her vocals on the final voice, she sounded so floaty. I thought it was just so pretty.
Yeah, there's a cool lead in from the last song too to start this track, which is I liked a lot. It's slower, more floaty. Again, guitar work is fantastic when it gets to shine here. It gets to shine a little bit less. This was a little bit less my speed than the first two songs, but it was solid.
So actually, I think the guitar work actually shines so much here, and I think what's really beautiful. One of the things I was talking to one of my colleagues about this yesterday, and I fully agree with it. Sometimes it's the notes that you don't play, and I think that's what's incredible about this. The way that she opens up her strum patterns on this song, I actually think shows exactly how good again that she is on a technical side, because she doesn't feel like she needs to back onto just the guitar and doing something super impressive to be able to do it. It's the notes that you don't play. It's the fact that she knows, I know how to pull back my guitar playing while still playing it, to be able
leaving
to
space and keeping it more
to be able to create the song. And so when you're actually listening, she's still doing some really technical stuff with the way that she's flat holding the she's flat picking and cross picking through all of this song. She's still doing it, but it's not the highlight on it, because this is meant to be a bit more of a ballady song.
Can I get an explanation of what flat picking and cross picking is?
So flat picking is basically the way that you hold. So most people, thinking of finger picking, right, where you're individually picking each individual string. Flat picking is doing basically that, but by holding a pick really tight and really flat as you go through everything. So it gives you a really, really clear,
like more tension,
chimier sound. Right? So when you're using your finger, because your finger absorbs some of that sound, essentially, when you're strumming, she's using a pick to do those, which is why it's very typical in bluegrass. That's why you get those really distinct notes with bluegrass as they're going up and down. Banjo is very big for it, because banjo, you're playing two strings kind of at the same time when you're doing that kind of finger picking. So that's why you get those really distinct notes.
Got it.
That's what flat picking is, and then cross picking is switching between those two things as you're going through them. Which is even more technical, and that's why I'm saying what she does on this, especially she does a lot of cross picking on this song. If I'm not mistaken, I could very well be wrong. I'm not a professional guitar player, but I think she's doing a lot more cross picking, which she's showing just exactly how much she's able to do with the space that she leaves for herself too. And that's, like I said, it's just super impressive. She uses all of the techniques to be able to make something really unique and really organic. I do think this is one of her best showings for her vocals as well. I think she nails this spot really well. It gives me really strong Alison Krauss vibes, which again is super nostalgic for me. I love Alison Krauss. I always have. So yeah, I just, again, I'm a huge fan of this track too. I know it slows it down, but this one, I think it slows it down the right way, and it gives you a feel of, again, more of maybe a soft country ballad, but you get, it seems to sit a little bit more in her wheelhouse than the more aggressive pop kind of stuff.
Agree.
But
yeah, totally agree. Cool. Wow, me and Brandito are on the same page.
Yeah, we sure are. And I got to teach you a little bit about how to play
that.
Guitar. There you go. See? But then we move into Rosalie. Which honestly, this is a lot of fun.
Let's
get outlaw.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit outlawish. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
Off a no-name road on Chickasaw Bluff, feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up when you see those cypress roots that wind round a marble stone, says Bill O'Brien. Legend lives, the old folks tell, the ghost of a lawman haunts these hills, looking for the woman that shot him down in the 44 that was never found. Under that Chickasaw ground, Rosalie.
This is easily my favorite. I love this song so
This is one of my favorites too.
I love it so much.
Yeah, there's some Red Dead Redemption vibes in the best way. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's just fun. I'm ready to lasso up a steer. Let's put a cowboy hat on. Let's get out
I
there.
want to fucking stomp.
Yeah.
I'm just so ready to
Yeah.
I also just finished. I don't know if y'all are watching Hunting Wives on Netflix, but this
No.
would have
I
been.
can promise you we're not.
It would have been perfect. I don't know.
You could have guessed that.
I could have, yes. But anyway, I just finished watching Hunting Wives on Netflix, and this would have been so spot on for the title track of the entire show, the opening. It would have been perfect. Yeah. Also, that opening gave me crazy Phantom of the Opera vibes.
It was like a Transylvania castle kind of thing. It was weird.
Yeah. That was a crazy transition.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just got goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, cool track. Cool track.
Yeah, it's super cool. Obviously a lot more bluegrassy, but it shows off how good she is on both sides of it. Just complete departure again from the more poppy stuff that she's kind of put out, and then straight into this, and it's just the guitar work is still just absolutely next level. It's insane. For those of you guys that don't like bluegrass, I apologize, but open up your mind, because this song is this was one of my favorites as well, and it was my favorite until there is a track later on that I like a lot more. Yeah, just true bluegrass with this outlawish kind of spot, and big fan of this one.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I love it. Which takes us into the next track, which is in fact a cover. Molly Tuttle decides to do a little bit of I Love It. Yeah. Let's if you guys again don't know bluegrass very well, bluegrass is very well known for enjoying doing bluegrass covers of pop music. Here you go. Here's the standard. Molly Tuttle's I gotta do a cover of something. That's what bluegrass artists do.
Yeah,
so here you go. I Love It by Molly Tuttle.
I got this feeling on a summer day when you were gone. Crashed my car into the bridge, watched I let it burn. Threw your shit into a bag, pushed it down the stairs. Crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I didn't know I needed this in my life. And I'm so happy she made it. I feel like I shouldn't love it, and I love it so much.
Right?
It's so fun. I thought she really, really made it her own. Those the chorus vocals, I thought were so cool. So cool. Pop Off Queen, I'm obsessed.
Yeah, it's a cool take. I don't know that it elevated the original song for me much, but it was. I appreciate this take, and it's just as good, I think. In its own way.
I'm not a singer-songwriter, so who am I to judge? Because of how manic that song originally is, and because it's bluegrass, all I can think about is how wild the chorus could have gotten with bluegrass guitar, and she goes a completely different direction with it, which is awesome for her, sure. I just couldn't help. I'm oh no, but think about all the things you could do. there's things that you could have done here and you didn't. And I'm like, oh, but like now my mind's just going. I'm like, there's so much more that we could have done.
I loved it. I loved her vocals in the chorus. I thought
I get it. Yeah.
It didn't get quite the props from me that it is from you, obviously, but it is super unique. The strum patterns, like as you're going through, I think like that's the part that you need to listen to, because obviously she's not showing off the guitar work in the same way that she has in the other tracks, but she is showing off this strum technical pattern that gives it this like break beat almost throughout the whole track that is super worth like listening to. And again, listening to it without focusing on the vocals, which is almost hard to do when you're hearing a bluegrass cover. Again, part of the whole, it's the notes you don't play, and she does that so perfectly on this, which makes it really tasteful. I like that. Still pressing in that pop space. I was just waiting for how manic the chorus could go, and it never goes there.
And she said, nah.
Yeah. Which is unique. If I couldn't predict where it was going to go, then totally understandable. That's
one way to look at it. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, if I couldn't predict it, then you still nailed it. It was incredibly unique. Just maybe not the way I would have gone with it. But again, I'm not a singer-songwriter, so...
Yeah. It's good. It's not an unwelcome cover. You know, it's cool. Yeah.
I've heard worse covers, for sure.
Absolutely.
Like Lil Wayne's Ave Maria.
Yeah. or a cover we might get into on a certain album later today.
Oh.
Right. Little Third-Eyed Blind.
Let's listen to... Let's listen to I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was the only single dropped for this album. I might be mistaken. People can roast me in the comments for being wrong about this, but listen to That's Gonna Leave a Mark.
Nice.
It's a solid poppier bop for sure. My favorite part about this song was her flow. The way she like transitions from the verses into the chorus, I thought was so satisfying. So that was a big highlight for me on this one.
I wrote that down too. In general, I think this is more of a skippable song for me. I for whatever reason I wasn't feeling it. I get it. It's a single. It's more, for the masses, if you will. But for me, I was like, okay, cool. This song's cool.
This is one of my favorite tracks. I really enjoyed this one a lot.
Really?
The guitar playing is absolutely next level. Once again, I think this is one of the best performances on the guitar through all of it. The way that she's going through those scales, and again, like the way that she's going through, it's not just the guitar in those breakdowns when everybody's focusing on the guitar. It's what she's doing while she's singing that I think is the most impressive part, right? She's still playing those scales regardless of if you're listening to them. And that's what's creating such an aesthetic about it, which I think is huge. It gives so much in really small spaces, which is behind her, while she's singing. I strongly recommend to listen to this whole album again and just focus on the guitar. Don't listen to the vocals, because the vocals, again, they're pretty good. You know what I mean? But like the guitar playing while she's singing, I think her singing takes away from how much she's shredding the guitar through all of this. If you remove her vocals off of everything, I think you could release this album in the exact same way and people would still be just as excited about it. You know what I mean? Would have the same level of appreciation, if not sometimes more, because sometimes her vocals do end up taking over her guitar playing, and that's part of why she's playing the guitar that way, and that's like what's so impressive about it. But regardless, I think this was actually kind of exactly the line that she was looking for between that pop and that country bluegrass. And I think this one actually perfectly plays where that line was. It wasn't too poppy. it wasn't too country or bluegrass. It was specifically in the middle of the two. And I think that's kind of, this was the pinnacle of what her intention of the album was. So that's why I thought this was so good. And she didn't lose her identity at the same time. Like, I pictured like an Olivia Rodrigo doing this song, but it had to be completely decountrified in order for it to work. Or I could picture country artists doing this exact same song, but it would have to be completely depopified in order for it to work.
I mean,
she was the only one that could do both and make it work down the middle.
Agree. For me, when she gets poppier like this, obviously it's not the same skill set, but like take away the guitar work and it just gives me like a big early Taylor Swift vibe, like you were saying like earlier almost with your introduction. Yeah. And that's just like not my favorite. But I still thought this was a very, very well done song for what she was aiming to do. And I agree with you 100% that this was like her.
I don't think Taylor Swift could pull this off. I don't think I don't think she could have pulled it off. That's why I like look at this. I'm like, this is actually impressive because I think this is.
If you simplify the instrumentals for Taylor Swift, I think she could. Actually, her flow is a lot better than Taylor Swift.
That's exactly it. Never mind. That's why I'm like, I don't think. Like, I think that's why this is so good. That's why this is my favorite. Is it going to be the one that I come back to so often? Probably not, because you're right. It isn't necessarily like my style, but I think this is one of the most impressive pieces because of how she technically threads that needle between the two and ends up, like you said, you just talked about somebody who literally went from country to pop. And being like, there's no way, and literally the biggest artist in the world, and being like, I don't think that she could have pulled this off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I was thinking without the instrumentals, but then I remembered her flow was like fire on this one, and I'm like, wait, Taylor Swift can't keep up with that.
I'll have to give it another listen.
I don't think Taylor Swift has the breath work for that.
Honestly. No. Like, so there you go, Molly Tuttle. Like, that's probably the best compliment that you can get is Taylor Swift couldn't have done that, and like, she's a billionaire because of making music. So like, good for you. You know.
Bob, were you gonna say something? I felt like I cut you off.
And
I'm good. I'm good. Okay. We move on.
Bob said he was just gonna give it a listen again.
Yeah. I was remember this is a 2 a.m. listen for me because we listen to music as soon as it comes out, and this just came out yesterday. So
this did drop yesterday.
This was a 2:30 a.m. music for me, so I might have been a little cranky with a couple of these ratings. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I go forward.
I agree with you though that it's not my favorite, but I thought it was very successful.
There's better stuff on the album for me, but that's I totally get what Brandito was saying.
The technical, like what she did, like on a technical level, is insane here. Vibes wise, you're right. It's maybe not going to be my favorite, but just like talent wise, I'm like, holy, like, this is next level what she managed to accomplish here. Yeah, kind of the way that I felt about like the Kaliuchis album when I did the Kaliuchis review, where it's on the technical side, what happened on that album is incredible, right? Okay. The way that she managed to blend genre together on that album, that's the same reason why this is one of my favorites, because the genre blending is just something unique. You know what I mean? Okay. But let's go into Easy by Molly Tuttle, which is the next track. It comes after That's Gonna Leave a Mark, which is what we're discussing.
I thought this one was really pretty. I don't have anything like crazy about it because I just enjoyed it. But my highlight was the line, "Found out you've been playing more than your guitar." I thought that was so clever. I was a big fan of that line. This is another, for me, a more of a mid song. I do enjoy the guitar on this one a lot. It's just subtle. It helps the song so much. I thought it was fine. Rudimentary compared to a lot of the rest of the album, but it's solid enough. Yeah, it's pretty conventional pop country, right? Yeah. Still getting out of that bluegrass space that she's usually playing in, but there's so much technicality in her finger picking on this one, and she like super tastefully chimes. Like when she integrates it
You know what I mean? And I think, again, like, the solos are super tight. It's like, it's never too much. And I think that's like what's crazy about her guitar work, is it never feels like it's overbearing.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you think about like some when you think about some like great guitarists that are out there and all of that kind of stuff, think about like metal work, and it's one of the reasons why I can't get into like a lot of metal guitar and that kind of stuff, because it's almost always trying to be, it's incredibly impressive, but it's always trying to be
the focus.
the focus and overbearing and hurt. Whereas like this is technically, I'd say, better, and it plays so much more tastefully. It's not trying to overtake anything in a song, and like that's just so impressive. It's the same thing when you talk about like your favorite guitarist, John Mayer.
John Mayer, baby.
Right? Where
people sleep on guitarists that aren't loud. Like,
like he's like well, I mean, I'm a big blues jazz guy, so like that's the same thing with blues and jazz guitars. Again, giving yourself big space. Or blues guitar, can they finger pick, and can they play those kinds of scales so aggressively like that? Yeah, they can, but instead they'd rather take a note, let it sit, and like build that emotion and draw on that, as opposed to try to do more with it instead. Right? You lose some of that emotion. It's about creating feeling. And I think she creates feeling with the guitar, as opposed to, you know, when you look at like metal guitarists and that kind of stuff, where it's meant, I guess it creates feeling. It just all seems to be the same feeling, which is hurt and
loud.
Yell, loud, right? So it does it so perfectly on this. And yeah, it's just me bragging about her guitar talents kind of more and more. But yeah, let's go into what I think probably should have been the single, in my opinion. It should have been released in June, but Summer of Love.
We were singing all you need is love. Turns out it was never enough. Take me back to the way it was. I don't want to give up on the summer of love. It's a delicate thread that weaves together all of the world into one tapestry. And you always said we would last forever. Oh, but lately I'm finding it hard to believe.
This is one of my favorite songs vocally for her. I like the vocals in this one. I think they just match the energy of the song so well. This song in particular, for whatever reason, when I started to realize the drums in this whole album are very repetitive, very simple drum beats. Yeah, and for whatever reason, they kind of hit me in this one. Like, wow, I'm kind of tired of these drums. They're very repetitive, the same do like the entire time, and that's kind of taking me out of it a little bit. But yeah, again, fantastic vocals, more great guitar work. Yeah, I like the song.
This was my least favorite, but it's not that it's bad. It was just kind of like not what I like. She's too cute again, and there is like a weird the switch up on the bridge. I wasn't sure how to feel about.
Oh, like,
I like it. I loved it. Yeah,
I was kind of like I feel like I need to listen to it like a third time because I just was like so unsure of how to feel about it.
I just mentioned the drums. I feel like the bridge kind of broke me out of that. Oh, okay, the song is pretty good.
Yeah,
100%.
Like the monotony. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. If anyone says this is any different from any of the girls that are going country, all these pop girls trying country out, are wrong. So I think if you like them, this is just that
song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's why I'm not like it was just for me. It's just
but
it sounds familiar.
You were one of those girls that would have loved this. If this was
one of these girls, but it's not what I think if this was released as a single, like you said earlier in the beginning of summer, I think it would have been a vibe. Sure. I think
or if it was before we started actively talking about music on a podcast and I've broken your brain about how every pop girl is trying to do fucking music exactly like this. Also, and I just swore because of how I feel about your take on this song.
Well, so she's like shown some really, really cool, she's done some really, really cool things on this album, and this vibe is just my least favorite of it. I prefer.
That's fair.
I prefer her other sound. So it's like, again, it works. It's just not what I want from her right now.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
I feel bad because that's what she's like really trying to do.
100%.
So I just need to listen to her old stuff, maybe.
Yeah, you're just, I like the old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It happens. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, this is very pop country. Again, I think it should have dropped in June, and then it would have been a summer country song, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I like the indie pop breakdown midway through. I thought it was super cool just to create a little bit more of a unique sound. I like that part of it. But yeah, it was nothing mind-blowing on my side either. It's just kind of par for the course. And again, there's a lot of people that are out there doing this specific thing right now. At least she's coming from country to do it more pop, as opposed to all these pop girls that are like,
country.
I can be country. No, she genuinely is country. She's trying to be less that. Although she is, you know, at the end of the day from California. So maybe, maybe it's been faking the whole time.
Ooh. Put on your tinfoil hats.
Right? Turns out. Goddamn Berkeley student. You're from Boston, man. Yes. Then we get into discussing the alopecia thing. Old Me, New Wig. So let's listen to Old Me, New Wig.
I changed my guitar strings so I can tune you out. I got a new song to sing. You don't know who it's about. I've been rehearsing, reversing the person before. I crossed you out like a cliche metaphor. I used to play real nice, now I go straight for the kill. I was the girl next door, now I'm straight out of hell. Got you off of my back, now I'm walking on air. I got a new wig to get you out of my hair. So long, little Miss Sunshine. Adios to my used to be. Leave you behind, no time for goodbye. Pick it up with the old me.
I was so excited she went back. Like, I was like, yes, thank you. I needed this so bad. You got me back in. Also, that line, adios to my used to be, has such a cool cadence. The way she wrote that is so satisfying to me.
Yeah,
I
it really
loved
is.
that line so much.
Yeah, it's a little bop. I enjoy this one a lot. It's
This
cool.
is a good track. I 100%. This is kind of the most rocky, I think, that she got on anything, too. Because it's still very outlaw country, but she ends up kind of like incorporating like more heavy bass lines, more chord work.
The bass line is amazing in this
Then
one.
she does like the chimey guitar picking that she's super well known for, and like very much a separation from the bluegrassy type of guitars that she's kind of had really flourishing throughout the whole album on this one. Yeah, it's a fun track. It's also the first time that I think she's used the title of the album in the track in the project, which is kind of nice to hear finally. Like, so long, little Miss Sunshine. I'm like, this is kind of cool. She's just changing up the wig, which then kind of dies in like all the artwork and the direction of that stuff and everything together. I'm like, that's kind of cool. She's like basically trying on all these different wigs to be like, I'm not going to be like the Molly Tuttle you knew. I'm going to try the pop. I'm going to try the rock. I'm going to try all of this. I think this was a really nice piece to really kind of bring what the whole project was about together, which was kind of cool to me. It's unfortunate that this was kind of the only real rocky song that I think we got on this whole album.
Yeah.
I think if she had like one or two more, it would feel a little bit more coherent with everything. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then
liked
the
how
solo
this was,
work is just insane. The one solo, when it pops off, you're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
I'm consistently impressed with any kind of like break that happens in here. I was like, they draw you in.
I was waiting for him at the end of the album. I was like, oh, where's it coming? It's coming. I know it's coming. And then it hits.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There is zero. The one thing that I will say about this album, which is going to be a polar opposite, is there's no dead air. When she stops singing, she fills it with a guitar lick that is super unique, super impressive. There's no downtime in between everything. And that's
absolutely
kind of cool. I liked it. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Cool. And that drops us into what you would say when you bump into your sister. Oh, hey, sis. Let's give it a listen.
Past chili peppers at a roadside stall. Sky of a million brilliant stars. Radio crackle from the Navajo rest. Look in your eyes, it'll never forget. 6 weeks left
I hope you're proud of yourself.
That was.
I would be very proud of that.
I don't think any of us actually listened to that clip.
I didn't at all.
So we were just like that.
That was fucking funny.
Yeah. You're not gonna top that.
I don't know why.
Let's retire.
Crossed my brain at all.
This is another song that I could have played the drums on, and I'm not a drum player.
Yeah.
I can hold a rhythm, and that's all you need to do here. So that, again, the drums kind of took me out of this a little bit. There's nothing special for me on this song. It's another cool little short guitar solo, way too short. It lasted for like 5 seconds and it was done. But yeah, it's fine. It's cool. Nothing special for me on this one.
Yeah, I liked that, like, out of the poppier songs, I kind of like this vibe a little bit more, though, because it doesn't get too sugary for me. So I do like that. I really, really liked how in the chorus, "Baby, You're My Oasis," I thought it stood out so much. Like, the first half of that chorus rhymes, and I was just expecting that back end to rhyme, and when it didn't, it like drew that line out for me so much. So I thought that was really, really successful. Yeah. But yeah, that was just like the biggest highlight for me on there.
Yeah, no, for sure. So for me, again, insane strum work on this, like specifically the fact that this is all still live guitar recording too is obviously massive. The vocals, I think, still could be better, but it's Bluegrass, and I don't know if you've heard, again, Bluegrass. I'm sure a lot of you have.
I'm used to Trampled by Turtles.
Exactly. The vocals are not perfect by any stretch of anybody's imagination.
Sure.
They
don't have to be. Yeah.
It really doesn't have to be. I think what's so impressive about her guitar work, again, is like it makes it feel so pop themed, so the vocals do stand out, but it's because she's doing guitar work that's so precise. It sounds computer generated. What she's doing with the guitar is making it sound like a pop song using just live guitar recordings, where most pop artists are using either a studio guitarist or using some sort of audio controlled guitar, like guitar work. Like they're overproducing the guitar to let the vocal stand out. She's doing it live.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. Insane. Like, she's making it sound better than what I think the quality of some Ryan Tedders out there will make guitars sound doing it live.
Right.
Yeah. Right? Like, that's so incredible. Like, this, again, the album, without knowing a lot about Molly Tuttle, it will feel like a pop artist with a less than perfect pop voice. But it's really, it's a perfect guitarist with a way better than average pop voice.
Yeah.
Right? This is a guitar album at the end of the day, and like if people don't recognize that, then they're going to say, well, this wasn't a very great album. I think you need to break down piece by piece like what this album was. Because if you were to ask other famous amazing guitarists, Jimi Hendrix had a less than perfect rock voice, was still incredible, and everybody loved them because the way that he played the guitar was so unique, so creative, so specific, and technically sound that I shouldn't say technically sound. He wasn't necessarily the most technically sound.
You can make the same argument for like a John Mayer. He's not the best vocalist. He can carry a tune.
He's a lot more pure vocally, I think, than this is. But I also think that Molly Tuttle's probably a better guitarist than John Mayer is. I know that you might fight me on that, but just what she's actually accomplishing with this is incredible.
No, I agree. I have a lot of respect for her.
Like there's just, I get it's also apples and oranges. You're talking about a blues guitarist compared to a bluegrass guitarist. It's two very different things. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't expect John Mayer to be able to play the banjo.
Yeah, I just think when you're talking about his skills, his guitar work is infinitely better than his vocals, which you could say the same thing for here.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so you got to remember, it's a guitar album with really solid vocals as opposed to a pop album with amazing guitar, because there's quite a few of those that exist out there. I'm not going to deny that, but this is also a next level of guitar, and it's all happening live. That's hard to defeat. But yeah, and then that brings us over to No Regrets. I'm just going to play because man,
let's do it.
Sundays, rosé, drunken afternoons, breakdowns, rebounds, waiting on a breakthrough. But I don't regret all the left turns that led me to you.
This is one of my favorites.
This
I love
was
this
my
song
favorite.
a lot. Yeah.
This was my favorite.
Yeah, it was just really, really pretty, really, really cute. The echoing in the vocals and the bridge made me so happy.
Well, and then the echoing of the guitar behind it.
Yeah,
like,
it was really well done.
It just, there's so much that you can
beautiful.
just sit down and pull out over and over again. Like, she's playing 3 or 4 different guitars on this and, like, layering them all together in such a beautiful, like, syncopated way. It's like, this was crazy cool. You get these beautiful scaling guitars. Like, it's just, the crossover of pop and country again is super real on this one. I think lyrically, this was my favorite song by her.
Agreed.
But the guitar work still stands out so much here, which I think is the perfect combo of her best vocal performance and lyrical performance comboed with one of her best guitar performances and mixing them together where they worked together, I think was awesome. The pulsation of the rhythm on this one was wonderful. This was my favorite song on the album, by like a long shot. This was so good.
Yeah. Did the guitar strumming at the beginning of the song remind you of like Boston's "More Than a Feeling"? By the way,
kind of.
Like, because I was like, where have I heard this before? I was like, I was like, 70s bands. Oh, Boston. Yeah, I was like, that's where I've heard this. I loved lyrically. I agree. I think the best lyrics. Love the messaging. One life is that all that we get kind of thing. Love. I also wrote down the guitar coming out of the bridge is just absolutely beautiful. Solid song.
Yeah. No, I was a big fan of this one. And that takes us into the closing track, which I don't remember what I was going to say regarding it. I forgot to get a clip of this song entirely, so I just told Mel just to pick something off of it. And
Nice.
Surprise!
so she just picked a part of it. This honestly was kind of one of the most disappointing tracks for me in my brain, but let's listen and we'll go from there.
Midsummer nights like a dream. He was Rimbaud, I was Verlaine. When we busted at the seams, you took more than my pride. Packed it up, headed south, couch surfing house to house. Played until my arms gave out for any amount. 2020 came along, darkest hour for the dawn. You showed up on my lawn, now I see the light. Since you came into my so-called life, this is the story I was born to write. Let's start from the beginning. Don't tell me how it's gonna end tonight. Just let me keep on living.
Screams Taylor Swift.
Yeah, 100%. Like this is
This is All Too Well by Taylor Swift.
This is nothing. This is just a Taylor Swift track. This is where I'm like, this is so coded, it's painful. I'm like, honestly, really like so much of the rest of the album. So I'm gonna let this one slide. Like, honestly, I get you, especially if you're moving into a bit of a pop space, to be like, hey, like maybe I can throw one out to the Swifties because like that's a good. It's a pretty solid fan base to go and hit up. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, if I was in your shoes, I would also do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's still a fine song. Like, I liked the tempo pickup. Was that a mandolin? I don't know. I liked whatever was happening in there. I thought it was a really fun scream sing anthem, but that's also why it screams Taylor Swift to me. Like, All Too Well 10-minute version, this is an equivalent.
I was hoping for like a hardcore mandolin solo, like we were getting with the guitar. I was wanting to hear that go crazy. We didn't quite get that, but it's fine. It's a good end to the.
It wasn't a good end for me because I'm like, oh no, like this is just so Taylor Swift. It's not even
the
funny.
vocals. Yeah, the vocals aren't great.
It does feel like it was tagged on for the reason, just be like the label was like, hey, do you want to do one kind of Taylor Swift-ish one? She's like, yeah, I probably should. She's like, that's the demographic that I'm kind of targeting. Like, I'm going to go, let's throw them a bone. And then, because that is the kind of song that, Swifties will listen to. They're going to be like, I love Molly Tuttle now, and stand Molly Tuttle forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is cool. As they should, honestly, because Molly Tuttle's pretty fucking
Molly
cool.
Tuttle is way better than that.
Yeah.
That's more my problem. I'm like, better than that.
She's trying to break into the pop space, and this is exactly what she needed to do.
You're right. It is.
If you can draw them in with this song and then get them to respect the rest of it, it's a win in my eyes.
For sure.
So, It's a step up from Taylor Swift for sure.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Well, because like you actually get a little bit of like the bluegrassy kind of banjo playing and stuff like that. That's something that you definitely wouldn't have heard on a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like. So
it's
like I agree.
Better than
I'm
Taylor
with you on that.
Swift.
Swifties are coming for you guys after
Dude,
this.
I
man.
am openly a Taylor Swift hater. I don't care. She's so meaty. She's so mid to be as big as she is, and it drives me fucking nuts. Like
I think the ratio is off for sure. I think she's talented as hell, but yeah, the ratio for how popular she is off.
So yeah,
sure.
if this could like open up Swifties' eyes a little bit to like, you know, just better music, I'm in.
Other
I'm
music,
down
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I'm super down with it too. Just know, Molly, if you're gonna take that mantle, it's a large responsibility. Just please.
Yeah. With great power. Yeah.
Like, I don't need you to have a look what you made me do phase. You know what I mean?
I
like,
don't want a reputation error from her at all, please.
That's just my opinion, but
And that's the album. We
yeah,
did it.
that's the album. So some closing thoughts from you guys. How did you guys feel?
Yeah, I'll go first, I guess. Listen, when the album goes bluegrass, I am all in 100%. I loved this as my first exposure to Molly Tuttle. I was blown away by the guitar playing. I did give it another listen because I think I've missed some of the subtleties of the guitar playing in some of the more country pop songs.
Yeah,
I think I rated those songs a little.
I think most people
because
will.
of that. Yeah. So I'm going to give a re-listen with that in mind at some point. If every song had the energies of the first couple of songs, like the first song was great bluegrass, the second song was the type of country pop I would love, honestly, this would be a 9.5 out of 10 album. As it stands, I think some of the country pop didn't hit with me quite as well. I gave this an 8.2 with the thought that I might bump that up a little after a re-listen.
Yeah, for sure.
But 8.2 is pretty solid still, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're twinning on that one. Again, instrumentals were a huge highlight. I have the same exact note. When she goes full folk bluegrass, I am so sold.
Yep.
I love it so much. When she gets too sweet, I just like it's just not my thing.
It's a taste thing.
It's just, but I have a lot of respect for what she's doing. I think she's like so talented throughout. But yeah, it's just like there's just enough of it on here for me that it's just not my vibe, that it knocks it down to an 8.2 for me.
This is honestly, I rated this what I rated this because of another album that we had already listened to. Like straight
Julian Baker?
No.
Okay.
I rated this what
like,
I rated it because of another album, specifically this episode.
Oh, Kali Uchis? This episode. I was
Interesting.
Okay.
So,
I understand. God damn it.
This album had a ton to be happy about. I think it was a masterclass in guitar playing. It's incredible on that note. Is she the most gifted vocalist of all time, though? No. Is her songwriting insane? Not really. But the guitar is next level. So, like, remembering this is a guitar album with the aesthetic of a country pop bluegrass album, I think she owns that brilliantly on this. I think it's a super clear display of her chops guitar-wise and kind of a minor exhibit of, like, her other skills. I think she does them both really well and merges them really tastefully into a really nice album here. I gave it an 8.1.
Wow.
So I was actually lower than you guys because we're going to cover another album that does the exact opposite, but also so masterfully in like the same breath that I'm like, I was like, I can't say that this one is better because the things that I don't like about this one are the things that are perfect in my mind on the other side. And the things that were not perfect on that side are the things that were perfect on this one. Like, so like I'm literally torn. I'm like, for both of them, like they both are just so specifically.
Did you score them the same?
I ended up scoring them the same.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I ended up scoring them the same because I'm like, I genuinely can't. If after listening to another album that so masterfully does the things that she was missing here, I'm like, I can't tell which one I like more.
Dude, I could just cry that you're saying masterfully for Ethel.
Because there is certain things that she does masterfully. There's things that she does that are infuriating to me. I will say that I'm more likely to come back to this album for sure than I would.
I'm the opposite.
I think that's a
already
mood
know
thing
which the
more
other
than
one
anything.
was,
Yeah,
but-
I like being happy more than sad.
And I'm the opposite. I'm such a emo girl.
You are a sad white girl for sure.
But
Man,
that wraps up our conclusion of So Long Little Miss Sunshine by Molly Tuttle. Guys, that was a little episode 16 wrap up. I think we did pretty good there. Let's find out from the comments. You guys let us know. Were we right? Were we wrong? I did ask for an argument regarding Billy Strings versus Molly Tuttle. So let's comment about that. We did bring up John Mayer a lot. Who's better, John Mayer or Molly Tuttle? Break Mel's heart. Just go for it. Absolutely. Who's better, Ethel Kane or Molly Tuttle? You'll find out. You'll hear our opinion on both. Maybe you'll be like me and you're like, that's like apples and oranges, but I like them both equally because that's 100%. What I've already admitted to now. But Mel drew that out of me.
I'm sorry. I just am so excited that you rated her an 8-1. I was so excited. I was bracing myself.
Spoilers for the next episode.
Well, I was just bracing myself for impact today. I was like, I gotta fucking show.
He was playing it up too. To be fair to you, he was playing it up that he was going to argue with you about it. Yeah. He still might.
But no, honestly, there was other things that we were discussing that had nothing to do with the music. And I told you, like a real apologist, I separate the artist from the music. I don't try to excuse the behavior. I just say that behavior is inexcusable, but they make a good song.
Yeah. Thanks, R. Kelly.
But anyways, are we right? Are we wrong? Let us know in the comments. But this is another album review by On Beat Off Script. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brandito. This is Mel. That's Bob over there. And we appreciate you joining us. Catch us on the flip side. Bye.
Love you, cuties.
3, 2, 1.